What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. And today, we're coming at you from the Dad Cave, or, you know, No Counters, No Combos HQ. It's the first time I'm actually making a video down here. As you guys know, we recently moved into a new home, and I just kind of have my own little setup down here in the basement where I do my gaming and stuff, and it's finally done and finally set up, and I figured, you know, what better place for me to start making videos than in my own, you know, special spot that I have down here. So today we're going to be making our first entry into Gohan month, which I'm going to be basically just playing a whole bunch of different Gohan leaders in the month of April to celebrate the upcoming release of Supreme Rivalry, which is going to give us not only one, but two very special Gohan leaders near and dear to my heart. SS2 Teen Gohan Bojack era, which is my favorite iteration of Teen Gohan, and Future Gohan from the Future Trunks saga, which is my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. You know, and my favorite version of Gohan, but my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball completely. So to celebrate that, I kind of wanted to test the waters with some of the older Gohan leaders that we have in the game. And the first one I'm going to take a crack at is Burn Gohan from Set 7. So if you guys don't know or you don't remember what this leader does, basically when he's unawakened, once per turn, you can burst 2, and both you and your opponent add 1 card from your life to your hand. You can do that up until your opponent has 4 life. So you can burn them down from 8 to 4, and then you can't do it anymore. And it basically is just allowing you to put damage, but also get passive advantage on your opponent without having to give them more cards. Yeah, you are giving them a burn damage, but you are kind of going even in card economy there. He awakens at 4 or less. He's a draw 2 leader. And then on his awakened side, attack, sparking 5, draw 1. So you have to have 5 in drop area in order to draw. And then he also has an activate main. You can discard 3 cards, and then you can choose all of your red and green battle cards on the field, and it gets plus 10k for the turn. And you can also, he also would get, I think, 10k power when you activate an alliance skill with a battle card, but we don't really use that skill in this deck so much. We don't even really use the activate main. It does come up every once in a while, like when you want to push for game, but for the most part, you're just trying to awaken as quickly as possible and trying to burn your opponent as much as possible. So that's basically what the leader does. And this is just a very basic aggressive deck. Just turn sideways, try to get as many swings in a turn as possible. So we're playing 3 Bardock the Resolute. I think this is the best leader to play Bardock in, just because you're always going to have, you know, that unawakened leader skill to be able to play your Bardock. He's a 15k double striker that when your opponent activates a counter, you restand. Basically, if your opponent adds a card from their life to their hand by a skill, you get to play him for free from your hand, which is amazing. So it goes hand in hand with that burn. We are playing 4 Awakened Instincts. It's just a really good Overwhelm card. It's a 20k body. Overwhelm for 4 allows you to draw 2 cards and then discard 1, which works beautifully with Beerus Godly Majesty. If this card is discarded by the seal of a battle card, he comes into play for free. So Bardock's going to draw you 2 new cards and get you an extra body on board. He's a 15k attacker, and he's green, so he does work with the leader's activate main on the awakened side if we choose to do so. Then we're playing 4 Belmod. I really do like Belmod, especially because he's a 20k attacker that when he comes into play, he does get to pop one of your opponent's battle cards. And he's also a blocker if you want to use him defensively. And believe it or not, you can get a lot of attackers or a lot of battle cards on the board in this deck very quickly. I've been averaging turn 2 kills with this deck if I open properly, and you know, just being able to kind of just filter through your Belmods is really nice. I'll kind of go over a little bit of a combo later towards the end of the video. We're playing 2 Bulma super combos. I really like this card because it allows you to put more into play. Basically, she's a special super combo from set 10. Each color got 1. When you play her for 1 as a battle card, you get to choose one of your cards and give it plus 5k. And then if you combo with this card, as long as the difference between your opponent and your life is 8. So, for example, if you're both at 4, or if one is at 5 and the other's at 3, as long as the total is 8 or less, you can activate the super combo skill. Basically, you would draw 1, and then you can play 1 Earthling 1-drop from your hand. And I'll go over the targets for that skill later on in the deck profile. But it is a really nice effect because not only are you drawing off of the super combo, but you're cheating another card into play for free, which is really nice. So we're playing 2 of her. We're playing 4 General Tao. I know he's unique, but you want to draw this card as much as possible because you want to be able to see him early enough to play him where he's a threat. But then you also have to remember that you're recycling you're being able to play Belmods multiple times per game. So seeing multiples of this guy is not that bad because he's only unique once he's on the board. He doesn't have like you can only play this card once per turn type skill. So if you play your Tau and then you KO him to play Belmod and you can get another 2 battle cards on the board, you can play Tau again. So I really like seeing him. I'm playing 4 Champa because you don't really do anything with your energy in this deck except for defense and then your win con. So I think, being able to sneak in a double strike on literally any card in the deck is really nice. Double strike Champa with Tau is super nice because it's 25k double crit, as well as Belmont would be a 30 double. Awakened Instincts would be a 30 double. Even your leader, could be nice with that double strike. So the fact that you're bursting on the front side is, gonna filter through your deck a lot more quickly than usual. So having multiple copies of a Champa is really nice because you'll be able to see it when you need it. We're playing 2 Raditz super combos, just to kind of balance off the Bulma effect there. Bottom deck draw 2 is very good staple. We are playing 3 Violent Rays. Again, this deck doesn't really do anything with its energy, so being able to have energy open for defense is really good. Red is just a really strong color right now, has one of the best floodgates in the game. So being able to shut your opponent off with Violent Rays in combination with blockers and stuff is going to get you to survive those grindier games if you really need to go that route. Like if you can't kill them turn 2 and you need a follow-up, at least you can rely on your negates and just kind of, slow the process down if you really need to. We're playing 4 Videl. Simply, she's a free 5k blocker. She can swing for damage if you combo it properly, but for the most part, she's just there to put bodies on board for fodder for Tau and Belmod. We're playing 1 Fearless Pan. Basically, this is your win con on 3. If you can survive, if you don't win on turn 2 and you have a well-built board going into turn 3 with a couple of red cards on the board, you can play Fearless Pan for 3, give everything double strike, and then just go off that way. And then worst case scenario, she is a 15k barrier blocker for defense if you need it. I'm playing 4 Legic. Again, a free card when you're going second. If your opponent has a battle card on the board, you can just free play Legic. He's a 15k blocker. He's just another card that allows you to free play him to get another body on board for Belmod or Tau fodder. We're playing 4 Intensifying Power Trunks. Your basic 1-drop, take a life, and gain something. The fact that he gains critical is really nice because it will proc Resolute from hand. If your opponent does take that critical damage, you will be able to play Resolute off of him. And he's also a 1-drop Earthling target for the Bulma super combo, which is really nice. But again, it's just a cheap, free, aggressive swing when you need it. 1 Final Guardian, you're playing a burst deck. It's a pretty good drop negate. It's pitch fodder off of Violent Rays and Topo if you need it. This is not a bad card. It's your 4th. It's basically your 6th negate if you really like to build decks with a good amount of negates. 2 Topo. I think he's a really good card, especially because he's going to give you a 20k body on turn 2. So if you can't kill your opponent on turn 2, basically what you want to do is you want to counter with your Topo, play the body to the board, and then next turn you can tap 3 for Pan. Your Topo is not going to be a 25k double striker on your kill turn, which is really nice. And they're playing 4 Rushing Warrior Pan. This card is super old. It came out in the GT starter deck back in like set 3 or set 4, but she's awesome. She's a 1-drop. When you play her, you choose one of your red battle or leader cards and give it plus 5k, and then when you combo with her, you get to draw a card. So she's really nice because she can come in off of a Bulma, give something plus 5k, and then combo immediately to draw another card. So it's essentially like your super combo is a draw 2, which is really nice. But what I really like about her, which is one of the combos I've been doing, is if you're in Bulma super combo range, what you could do is you have a free play Videl blocker on board. You can swing with a battle card, super combo Bulma, bring in Pan. Pan's gonna give the 5k to Videl, making her a 10k base, and then you can go ahead and swing with that Videl, comboing the Pan for 15. So she's kind of useful offensively as well. You just drew 2 cards, and now you have more fodder and more swings, aggressively. So I think the most amount of attacks I was able to do in one turn was about 8, and I just got super lucky because I opened up the nutty hand. But basically with this deck, you kind of want to go second, and your best opening hand is going to be basically a Legic. You're gonna want to open Legic, Videl, Tau, Awaken Instincts, Resolute, and Beerus. Those are going to be the 6 cards that you want to have in your hand, and then draw for turn something that you need to charge or whatever. As long as you have a red energy to charge turn 1, you're fine. And then basically how the combo goes is you want to free play your Legic. Before I start, going further into this combo, this deck is really reliant on heavy sequencing. So you got to pay attention to what your cards do and when they do certain things. So if you're going second, your turn 1, you charge, you free play your Legic because your opponent hopefully has a battle card. Then you're going to activate your leader skill to burn them for 1, free playing the Bardock. You're going to swing with your Bardock. That's a 15k double strike. So you've already put them down 1 by burning, so they're at 7. Most likely they're going to take that double strike and go down to 15 and go down to 5 by taking the 2 damage because you're giving them cards. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to swing with your leader and get X amount of cards into your drop area just to make sure that you have a good amount of combo on the leader swing, so that you can overwhelm Awaken Instincts to draw 2 more and pitch the Beerus. It sounds like a very convoluted strategy, but I've actually been able to pull it off a couple of times. It's not as consistent as, or else everybody would be playing this deck, but when you do open the nutty hand, it is nice being able to do it. You obviously want to be able to play a Tau because you're going to want to be able to play him for free. You have the Legic on board, you have the Videl, you have the Resolute, that's 3 battle cards, you can free play the Legic. Then you're going to go ahead and sack 3 of those to play your Belmod, and then just continue the cycle that way. Then you can go ahead and overwhelm after you KO for the Belmod to go ahead and draw 2 cards, do the Beerus. So that's already like 6 or 7 attacks in just 1 turn. So I know in theory and on paper it sounds like super broken, but it's not, obviously, because variance is an issue. But I felt like I haven't played a red deck in a long time, and I felt like this would be kind of fun to play. So we're going to take a crack at it with locals this weekend. But this is basically the deck. This is the first Gohan leader that we're going to be playing to just kind of celebrate Supreme Rivalry's release in May. I hope you guys enjoy this deck profile. Definitely do not take this to like a competitive tournament. This is more of like a local or kitchen table type thing. But you could probably sneak away a couple of wins if your opponent doesn't expect it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything No Counters, No Combos. We really do appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Be there or be squared.